Alright, we need to clear some things up. Once and for all. I swear sometimes it feels like I'm the only person who actually reads through some of the creator tips, rules, and policies that YouTube has in place. YouTube tried to content strike or issue a community guideline strike on my cheese slap meme. An old meme that I put out several months ago, and they said that it violated their terms and services and that I was going to get the community guidelines thing, yada 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 yada. I appealed it, which is a process that normally takes up to 74 or 72 hours, something like that, but within 30 minutes they undid the decision. I wasn't really worried about it though. I know that everything that I do falls within the terms and services of YouTube, even though you might not think so. A lot of people have it in their head that they understand how it works. No, you can do this, but you can't do that. How is this allowed on YouTube? I don't understand. This should be banned. Well, here. Let me set the record straight once and for all. This is a video that, at one point in time, was on the creator dashboard, as in everyone who uploaded videos, who has a channel, who has a YouTube account, could go to their creator dashboard and see this video that I'm about to show. The title of this video is Nudity and Sexual Content Policy YouTube Community Guidelines. Now, this should hopefully squash any misinterpretations or misunderstandings about what is and isn't allowed on YouTube and why I'm able to do what it is that I do and get away with it with no problems. Let's watch.
True or
Again, this is provided by YouTube itself.
false? Nudity is never allowed on YouTube. What do you think? The answer is false. While sexually explicit content like pornography isn't allowed, we actually allow nudity when the primary purpose is educational, documentary, scientific, or artistic. And if there's
Okay, pause it. Let's talk about what they just said. Nudity is allowed when it's artistic, scientific, or educational. Now, that is specifically talking about nudity. Okay? Now, a lot of you will say, well, define artistic, define educational, because a lot of people are going to take advantage of this, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to stop you right there. And we're going to go into even more detail. Okay? Okay, so this is what it looks like when you have a video uploading and you're getting ready to publish it. This is your video settings, your title, your description, thumbnail, all of that stuff. Now, when you scroll down, you see stuff like playlist, the audience, whether or not the video is made for kids, which we'll get into in a little bit. But you scroll down further. You scroll down further past the video tags, and you see the categories, okay? Categories are very important because it helps promote your video through the algorithm based off of what people are looking for in these categories. So if I were to say have a educational content video, I would click on the educational tab. And guess what? It's not as simple as just saying, oh, my nudity is okay because it's educational. No, you actually have to have a type. You have to have activity, concept overview, how-to, lectures, real life, tips, other, okay? Then you have to have problems. You have to have an academic system and a level. The educational level is to help promote your educational video for, is this video for young students in grade school, high school students who are maybe a little bit more mature, a little older, dealing with more complex problems, or is this a college level thing for adults who are in the real world and training for a job experience, okay? Then you have your exam, course, or standard. Stuff like if your state has a particular educational program, like ours in Arizona has the Arizona Intellectual Standard, something like that, measurement standard. Arizona Intellectual Measurement Standard. It's called AIMS. A lot of people might be familiar with that term, the AIMS test. Okay, that's for educational. So keep that in mind, that it's not as simple as just doing whatever you want on YouTube and then selecting the category of educational and thinking that you're going to get away with something. Back to the video.
No nudity, but minimal clothing meant only to be sexually provocative. It'll likely be age restricted. Let's take a
Okay, let me run that back.
scientific or artistic. And if there's no nudity, but minimal clothing meant only to be sexually provocative, it'll likely be age restricted.
Okay, what did they just say? No nudity, limited clothing to be sexually provocative, it will likely be age restricted. I'm going to go ahead and explain that system as well. Okay, so you have here, my category is just entertainment. Okay, YouTube has an automated system for detecting things that should or should not be age restricted. So no matter what you upload, one of the first things that you can't do anything else until you select one of these two options is this video for children? You have to, it's on no, well, it's not set automatically. It used to be automatically set for no, but now you have to actually click yes or no. You have to opt in to make content advertised for children. This is in adherence to the Child's Online Privacy Protection Act, aka COPPA. Now, if you remember, COPPA was this little dark period in YouTube history where anything that was colorful, animated, had playful, joyous music was pretty much said, okay, that's for children. And if you do anything that is not child appropriate, we're going to bring the hammer down on you extra hard. And everybody hated that. Everyone. So the backlash from that was so big, and it was such a big deal that everyone was like, oh no, we're not going to be able to do anything anymore. So they implemented this. So now you have to make a conscious decision to opt in to make content for children. Okay, so you click no. That's not the same thing as being age restricted now. Okay, that just means that your content will not be promoted to children. It shouldn't be. Then you have the age restriction. Alright. Now you can manually have your content set to be age restricted, which means restricted for only viewers who are over 18 years or older. Let me be very clear. You have no reason to ever manually do this to your own content. Because again, YouTube, which is owned by Google, has spent a lot of money to create an automation process to automatically detect and flag content that should be age restricted. So if you make the conscious decision and you choose to do that yourself, that's fine, but you don't have to do that. YouTube's going to do it for you. Alright? So, let's recap. You have content that is or is not for children. Then you have content that isn't age restricted, but it's not for children. Then you have content that's not for children, but is age restricted. I would like to quickly add that many people have probably heard of content creators having to edit out swearing or certain jokes because it was messing with their monetization. This is a completely different argument. This has nothing to do with following or breaking YouTube's policies about any content. I don't have any visuals because I'm not a monetized channel yet. I'm not big enough for that. But being ad friendly has to do with people who deal in sponsorships and commercials. So you can have content that follows all of YouTube's rules and regulations but still not be considered ad friendly, and that's what's going to affect your monetization. It's a different system. This is a process that's usually automated, and there's no long-lasting harm in having your content that's age-restricted. It just means that you have to be on the platform and signed in, as well as being a user who's 18 years or older to watch the video. But that doesn't mean that you can do whatever you want to on the platform. still. So let's get back to the video.
Let's take a look at other examples. A creator uploads a video about the greatest works of art in history, which contains nude artwork. In another video, a creator uploads a compilation of hacked photos and clips that contain nude celebrities. Do either of these videos violate our community guidelines?
Absolutely. You have the nudity that is art as well as historic, which could be taken as educational. And then you have nudity that is of another person that's focused on it for its nudity and has no educational value or artistic expression.
Yes. The second video violates the sex and nudity policy because the content and purpose of the video is meant to be sexually gratifying.
Okay. What she just said there. The content is meant to be sexually gratifying. Now, you're probably looking at me and going, ooh, that's what you are. That's what you are. Wrong. All of my content has a topic. It has a subject. It's either about a game. It's about a current day occurrence like the Twitch pulling out of Korea, policy changes on coffee. It's a playthrough. It's about a beta test. None of my content is sexually gratifying or is meant to be sexually gratifying. Now, if you're able to gratify yourself that way, that's a you thing, not me. But my content always has a direct meaning and a direct purpose.
Of course, there are gray areas and lots more to our policy around sex and nudity on YouTube.
Of course.
How much of it do you understand? For example, what if you just made a playlist of clips of celebrity wardrobe accidents? Could your channel get a strike? To learn the answer and more, go to the YouTube Help Center article on sex and nudity. Click here or the link in the description. Thanks for watching.
Okay, and we're going to do that because this is a thing that happens. People get very, very confused when it comes to this topic because they don't fully understand what is and isn't allowed on YouTube. I'll leave a link to this video down in the comments below, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. But the big takeaway here is that YouTube as an uploader has a lot of settings to make sure that your videos aren't being showed to the wrong people. Also, the biggest thing and the biggest takeaway that you as a content creator can take from this, or as a viewer who watches my content, is this meant to be sexually gratifying? Now, regardless of what you see going on the side or what you see in general, all of my content has a topic. It has a focus, it has a focal point. And that focal point is never meant to be sexually gratifying. Meaning that all of the content that I've uploaded for the entire 10 years of my history on YouTube is well within the rules of YouTube. So when YouTube makes a mistake and sends me a community guideline strike on a video that's been out for several months, I have no reason to be concerned. Because I understand the rules that they have laid forth and abide by them as such. So, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in another video.